Event Builder Pro is a powerful all-in-one event planning software, and it's designed to help you plan, organize, and manage events with ease. Now, that's whether you are hosting a wedding, a corporate conference, a fundraiser, a festival, or whatever kind of event. This tool has everything you need to stay on top of every single detail. It's got features like collaborative planning, customizable checklists, a timeline builder, a budget management tool, and then additional tools so that you can manage your vendors, your staff, your volunteers, and everyone involved in your event. Event Builder Pro, it simplifies the entire process. Instead of having to have Microsoft Word and email, and a Google Sheet, and an Excel file, and a whole checklist tool, or a notebook full of things. You get to have all of those put together into one software that you can take with you on the go on your phone, or you can be managing on your computer. The best part about Event Builder Pro is it is built for everyone. That's from seasoned event professionals to first-time event planners. So what can it do for you? Let's check it out. The first thing you'll notice about Event Builder Pro is that it helps you take all of your event details and put them into one single and easy to use location. So here you can see this is a company kickoff event where I have a spot where I can write down what are the goals of my event, what's the description of my event, what's the start date and time, what's the end date and time. And then it automatically calculates for me how many days until my event takes place. It asks me what are my number of guests, what is my event type, who is it for, what my venues are going to be, where in that venue it's going to be, and who is this event for if I'm an event planner and I'm not planning it maybe for myself. Maybe I'm planning it for my daughter's school, or maybe I'm planning it for a client that I have. So that is the first thing that you're going to notice. And then on the left side, you'll see that we have a whole series of options. The first one being the timeline. Now, in normal event planning, what people will do is they will go to either Microsoft Word, or they will go to Google Docs, or they'll go to Excel, all of which are great tools, but they are not designed for event planning. A lot like if I were to say, hey, I need to put a nail in my wall, and I were to use the bottom of this drill to put a nail in my wall. While this is a tool, it is not designed to put a nail in my wall. Now, I can, if I'm actually putting a screw in the wall, it will do that. But if I want to put a nail on the wall, I actually want to use my hammer. I want to take it and I want to beat on it, right? So while they are both tools, just like Microsoft Word is a tool, just like Google Sheets is a tool, they are not specifically designed for event planning, but Event Builder is. So if I take a look at this timeline builder, I can come here and I can create moments, because an event is a series of moments. And so you can see that I have a bunch already loaded in. So I have my setup, my welcome, my cocktail hour, my dinner, my late night entertainment, and all of this is for day one of this company kickoff. Now, if you were to go to Microsoft Word and type all of this in, you would have to align things and calculate things yourself. One of the great things about Event Builder Pro is it does this for you. So let's say, for example, the dinner, instead of doing 60 minutes, I'm going to do dinner and a talk. And the talk is about 10 minutes. So I'm going to change this to 70 minutes. And what's going to happen is it automatically calculates, okay, now the next time is 7:10 p.m. And then you can see it just calculated 7:10 p.m. here, so that you don't have to do any math yourself. Now, the next thing is then you would create a moment, and then you can keep going with the rest of your night. So as you can see, Event Builder Pro is designed to take all of your event details and put them into one spot. And then the second thing that it does is it takes all of these different tools, like a Microsoft Word document is great for taking notes. Well, as you can see, I have a note section here where you can see that I entered a note where this is from planning call number 1. And I have certain notes like, here are the ideas that we came up for entertainment. And then it might take a tool like Asana, where you can put together checklists and assign them to different people. Well, that's exactly what is on the checklist section. Now I'm going to jump ahead to one of the other tools that is built in that would replace maybe a Google Excel or Google Sheets, I should say. And you can see that we have built in a budgeting tool. Here it's going to calculate for you based upon if you enter expense categories. It's going to add these up together, so it will show you what are your total planned expenses versus your total actual expenses, which your actual expenses are going to pop in after you enter enter in transactions. So you can see here, I would type in new transaction, where it's from, how much it is, and then I would put, okay, this is under AV services or under my catering budget line item, which is an expense category. Now, if you've ever planned an event where you needed vendors, where you might be reaching out to photographers, or you might be reaching out to DJs or entertainment companies or bounce house companies, you're going to need a place to store all of those quotes. That's preferably not your email inbox. A lot of times people will put those on a sheet and they'll say, hey, this company quoted me at X number of dollars, and then this company quoted me at X plus $50, and there's a cost for each one. So Event Builder Pro, because you are entering all of your data and information into here, well, we've built in a place for you to manage these quotes. Here you can create a new quote, or you can add a quote. And then not only that, once you have selected who your vendor is going to be based upon their quotes, then you can log them into your system so you can keep track of, are they hired or are they not hired? And then not only that, you can also keep track of who the different people are that are helping you with your event. So here you can see a place where I would add a contact. So I'd create a new contact, and I've already got Johnny Appleseed. Johnny Appleseed is going to be staff for my event. And then I've got different volunteers a space for volunteers where I can add people into my event as well. And this people section brings me to the fourth thing that Event Builder can do for you while planning events, which it allows you to collaborate with other people. So in a normal system, let's say, for example, you're writing all of this down in Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel, you would have to save it to your computer and then email it out. Well, here at the Event Builder system, all you have to do is click Add a Builder and then type in their email address. That's going to send them an email invite for them to join you as a builder for your event so that you can plan alongside each other. That means that they can add things to the checklist. They can add things to the timeline. They can delete things from the timeline. So rather than having to go from, hey, I've got version 3 and I send you version 3 via email, and then you have version 3 and you edit it and you send it back to me, and all of a sudden we're on version 15 before the event even starts. You don't have to do any of that. All of it is saved in the Event Builder Pro system. Not only that, but you can also message each other here. When someone messages you, it's going to show up in your email inbox, but also it's going to show up in your inbox within the Event Builder Pro system also. So the inbox is a great way to communicate with your vendors if they have signed up for an account here in the Event Builder Pro system, if they've submitted a quote, or if you've invited them to join you as a builder on your event, or if they are a collaborator and you've invited them as a builder on your event as well. You can message within the system here as well, so that you can, again, just add on another tool to your tool belt for the collaboration piece. So you don't have to go digging through your text messages. You don't have to go digging through your emails. It's all right here within the Event Builder Pro system. Now, because all of these details are being added into the Event Builder Pro system, the fifth thing it's going to allow you to do is create a public page where you can collect quotes, as well as you can share these details with your staff or with your volunteers. So here I'm going to see, this is what the public page looks like for my company kickoff. I've got my event details. I've got a section where I can add in who are the vendors that I need to hire. So here you can see that I added in that I need an AV vendor with 2 projector screens, a sound system, and I want them to be professional. And my budget for this is $4,500. And then right here underneath, you can see that there is a contact button or a submit quote button. If you send this link to a vendor, you say, hey, I would like to reach out to them. They see this. They're like, okay, I want to submit a quote for this event. It's the company kickoff. They have the basic information. They can send you a message and they can upload their quote right there, and it saves it in the Event Builder Pro system. Not only that, but a lot of people like to go to Pinterest and they look for pictures. Let's say, for example, you're looking for a florist and you want inspirational pictures where you're like, hey, these are some of the design ideas that I have. Well, you can create a inspirational page where when you're editing your page, you go to the top here, you click this edit button, and you say, okay, I want to add up to 3 different inspirational photos so that when you send this to a photographer, you can say, hey, this is the style of photography I'm looking for, or this is the style DJ I'm looking for, or this is the style florist that I'm looking for. And all of this you can manage as to which detail you want on that public page right here, as well as if you need additional, like let's say, for example, you need a photographer. You would come here and say, okay, well, here's a new vendor that I would like, and here's a whole list of vendors that are there just as suggestions and or ideas for you. So you can add in a new vendor and then that shows up on the public page. Now, not only is this great for collecting quotes, but as I mentioned, you're also keeping track of who your staff are and who your volunteers are. And so one of the reasons why this page is built is, let's say, for example, you are planning an event and you have a bunch of volunteers, you can send them this page and you can say, hey, if you need to know the details of the event, this is your one-stop shop for all of the details. It's got the goals, the description, start time, end time, the location, and it has the agenda down here at the bottom, which is also known as the timeline. So as you can see, the Event Builder Pro system is designed for both event professionals, but also people who are newer to events. And it is not specific to a certain type of event. You can come here and plan a wedding or a company conference. It does not matter, but it will help you keep track of all of these details all in one location. Now, as an event professional myself, one of the things that I needed this system to do, because I needed it for myself, is a lot of times I find myself doing a similar event over and over and over again. Now, sometimes that's the same event year after year. For the last couple of years, I've been involved in a 5K here in my local area, as well as a couple of repeat clients. But not only that, I've also have one event that I keep getting hired for over and over and over again. It's a specific event. And so I needed the Event Builder Pro system to have templates. Now that comes in a couple of different ways. Number one is in this event, when you are on a Plus or a Pro or one of our paid account types, you can have access to templates. And so what that means is you can take an event that you already have. For example, this is a company kickoff, and I could save it as a template. And it would save the timeline as a template, a couple of the details like the start time, end time, things like that. It would save my checklists as a template and my budget as a template. And so here you can see in an actual account, I have a wedding template. So this is a template that I use over and over and over again with my clients. And so I have it built out in such a way where it has a start time, end time, and an event type. And then I have my timeline, and in my timeline details, I have very specific details that are specific to the processional, to the ceremony, like what song is there for the family entrance, what song is there for the bridal party entrance. And then what I do is, as you can see, it keeps going. I have checklists if I want to, but then what I would do is I would come here to my actions, I would hit new event from template, and it would take the details from my event, and then it would import it into a brand new template. So I don't have to take an old event and maybe repurpose it. I'm literally just taking my template and creating a new event from it, and I can do that as many times as my account allows me to. Now that is one of my favorite features in the Event Builder Pro system, and it's incredibly powerful. And finally, the last thing that Event Builder Pro will help you do is if you are a professional event planner, let's say, for example, you are running your own catering business. You can have a whole list of clients in the client section, and so it acts effectively as a CRM or a customer relationship management software, where you would add in a company as your client, and then you would say, okay, this is my client. And even if it's a couple, you can change the company name would be the couple's name if they're a couple for that wedding. But let's say, for example, it's a company, they're a pizza company. And so you would enter in the company name, and then you can have a whole list of events that you are doing or you have done with that company, with that client. So those are the current tools that are built within the Event Builder Pro system. As the founder of Event Builder, I'm using this daily for my own business that I'm running as a DJ and an MC here in the Northeast Florida area. So I'm using it constantly, but I'm also updating it constantly. In the future, I have plans to add in AI tools. What if there was an AI assistant that would help you write out a script for a certain moment of your event? That's an idea that I have for something that I want to be built into the Event Builder Pro system. Not only that, but as a CRM, I would love to be able to not only keep track of everything, but also be able to sign contracts and hire vendors and interact with my clients that way directly through the system. So that's a quick summary for you as to all of the different ways in which you can use Event Builder. And then be sure to check out other videos that I've created for how to actually create events, manage events, create checklists, and different things like that within the Event Builder Pro system. And if you have not already had a chance to, be sure to go to eventbuilderpro.com and sign up for a free account, which you can create up to 3 events free. Now, those 3 events, you are limited on the number of things that you can do until you upgrade to either a Plus account or a Pro account. And if you would like to see any additional features added to the Event Builder Pro system, please be sure to contact me either through eventbuilderpro.com or you can drop a comment on this video.